Slice's story from yesterday, where three children, D'Artagnan, Jenny, and Felix, were lost in that enchanted forest playing capture the flag. So now we have their point of view, where they're trapped behind this waterfall like veil, where they can see reality through it, and sort of live in this mind melded uh, reality of past and future shared consciousness. It seems a bit like D'Artagnan is a bit of the leader of an unwilling crew here into the forest, and kind of pushing them through it. And then finally, at the end, when they realize that they have this shared consciousness and they're starting to sort of fight over it, one of them thinks, "Hey, there's our dad. He doesn't trust head boxes. He's coming to get us." He writes on paper, sort of cluing that there is somebody out in reality that is going to be able to conquer this dystopic 2070.
It feels, well, first of all, let's look at, given that the prompt had 5 words, the way that Slice gets those words in the order in which is kind of interesting. So we've got the first one, I think, is hesitate. D'Artagnan told him he couldn't hesitate. The magic windshield speckled with their family bugs, and they were stuck together. The first clue that we're in this shared consciousness space is we're stuck together like a Twix, and they needed to embrace the caramel chocolate cookie momentum. See, seems like that's an interesting metaphor for where we're heading, Tom.
Indeed.
What could be wrong with a caramel, chocolate, and cookie momentum? If that's the singularity that we're approaching, bring it on.
I think that's what I strive for every day. Every day, actually, is finding that momentum.
And then we have D'Artagnan grabbed Jenny and Felix by the shoulders. We're getting the illusion back to the forest. "I'll be your North Star," he told them as he crunched blades of grass, which complained with each step. So there's the North Star. The tall birch trees formed a canopy under a bunny bonanza slithered over itself, ever multiplying like a rat king. Seems like there's this contrast between these administrators and the sort of human consciousness versus the vibrancy of the enchanted forest, and life is unfolding, and these kids are trying to touch grass, as the kids say these days, but they're really unable to get past their mind melded, artificially enabled or augmented consciousness here. The final one is we get some nonsense, which that we get the goal, but it's missing, but it's part of this BB Bubba BB the goal. Which what do you make of that? Is it B Bubba B the goal?
Well, so this part is sort of, yeah, an interesting moment where Felix has, now he's looking at Jenny's cheekbones forming moss and looking at D'Artagnan, who's obviously enjoying himself doing a slow jump off a cliff, and then Felix is able to materialize a soundboard and kind of remix the speech. So I kind of read it as like beep beep up go, and then and then everyone being like, "Wow, that's awful! Like, who made that sound?" Yeah, we're in this enchanted forest, and you're dragging us back into that sort of online reality plane that you were referencing earlier, that sort of non-enchanted magic of a soundboard. I don't know.
And then we break through. It's not even quotation. We're just in the consciousness of, I believe it's Felix, when he said, "Wait, we all have one brain." So there's a moment of recognition. And then, "I don't like this. Where's the wall? Hey, I was trying to think, me first. You just went. What am I doing here? Don't I want the shared consciousness?" It's almost like the perspective here becomes this terrifying jumble, and it's like too close. We're up too close and personal and claustrophobic and running into each other. We don't have the space of the consciousness. And then we get the alternative, which Clash of the Pencils likes one thing. It's this dad who he doesn't trust head boxes. He's coming through to get us. He writes on paper.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So yeah, that's good stuff there. I definitely I think I think one of the more interesting parts throughout it is the character development of these three, where D'Artagnan, it seems like he knows. You know what I mean? He's leading them into the forest initially on the complaining Twix grass. He tells Felix he can't hesitate. He somehow knows that they're in this caramel chocolate cookie bind. It's and then I feel like when there's in that end where it's like, I don't want a shared consciousness. I feel like it's D'Artagnan that's being like, isn't that better than individual passcodes to life? It seems like D'Artagnan, if the three are going to try to break out of this enchanted reality, it seems like D'Artagnan might be the one the one to slightly spoil it and really just this is what D'Artagnan wants, and I'm not sure if Jenny and Felix are really on board with it.
Right, and the mother clearly is not. She's sort of lost in clearing out her head box, and sort of lost in the loop of this. I'm
Right,
interested in Dad. I'm interested in what kind of agency Dad and D'Artagnan can kind of combine. Is there a resistance mounting between those two characters that can kind of
right.
show a way forward?
Right. Yeah, that it'll be interesting to see if Slice is able to recapture this or continue it rather going forward. Who knows? We've seen Slice do it before.